Peace, peace, peace. What it do, world? It's your brother Mikey Fever. Welcome to another episode of NYP Talk Show on this Thursday night of 2026. It is brick outside. Peace to the gods, peace to the Moors, peace to the ATR movement, peace to the world. That's all I gotta say. It's Thursday. We here. And what else I gotta say again? Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. We got super chats. Check out our merch on the website. Share with a friend. Check out the merch. You will love the merch. We got some good hats on there tonight. We have Crip Jesus, who will be joining us shortly. He's just getting some things together. A powerful presentation to present to y'all. And tonight's topic will be hidden battles, the untold story of Black and Indian conflicts in North America. Conflicts in America, pardon. Peace to the chat. Peace to the chat. Peace to the chat. Peace to Davis Baby Lock 9890. We see you. Peace to you. Peace and light family. Homosade. I see you. I see you. You know, we got Crip Jesus. He's getting things geared up, ready for us. You let us know when he's ready to come up. Just give him the signal, Crip. You know. Yeah, man. I'm just happy to be here. Shout out to my brother Round Brown. Shout out to those who follow, our subscribers, our listeners, those who download. We appreciate the support. And check out our other shows that we have in our playlist. We got tons of shows about the occult. We are talking about locally. We are talking about the Yoruba culture, Haitian voodoo, masonry, and many other things. And we got a lot more in store for you guys. So do stay tuned in. Do share. Do comment. Do like. Do subscribe. Engage. You let us know what else you want to see on the show. And we got y'all. We just waiting for the brother to get his presentation up and running because he has a lot of information he'd like to share on this topic. And I'm looking forward to listening to hearing about the untold conflicts amongst the indigenous and blacks in this country. You know, because there's a lot of history that we have to learn about. And we must learn to come together, learn from these errors, learn from these obstacles, understand part of find commonality and see what happened to both cultures and to the people so we can move forward. I'm looking to do a show in the future about the conflict that I see happening on social media amongst FBA, continental Africans, and Caribbean people in diaspora, which I found very, very odd, you know, very odd. I mean, we have to learn to understand one another's culture, know where we both came from, and proceed forward. Shoot. I think the brother's here. Crip Jesus. Peace. What it do,
Peace,
brother?
my family, man.
How you feeling, God?
I'm feeling great. I'm really excited about this. You know what I mean? We're here to focus on the continuation of the situation. You know, it's levels to it. You know,
levels to it, man. I'm happy to have you here, God. I know you're about to bless us with some good work, a powerful presentation. I see you got it loaded up, so I'm about to share it and let you take it away, God.
Okay, let's get it.
Boom.
So Black Indian reparations. Now let's deal with that title first before we go any further. Can you pull it back down? And then I'm gonna let you know when it's done. So Black Indian, right?
Yep. Go ahead, God.
Now we got the Blue Bible. You know, I'm Crip, Blue. That was everybody was caught up there. But that's the bread on the sandwich. You got to chew the sandwich. So if you get to chewing the sandwich, you see this book is all about identity. You know what I'm saying? Crip, Jesus, Blue, right? These are all dealing with the person trying to figure out what these things mean and how they connect to him and how they connect to the divine or even the lower self, just life in general. So in the midst of that, there was some parts in this book where I'm talking about what I discovered about me and my people, which is our people as well. And I just get discussing my last name and my tribe, the Geechee, in the history and just, you know, Cherokee, Seminole, Creek, Choctaw, Chickasaw, all these Yamasee, all these groups of original people who have documented and long legacies here in North America, right? I got a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
A lot, especially people who may have kind of, oh, I heard I was Gullah Geechee, but I don't know much. Or people that was Gullah Geechee from the Carolinas. Oh boy, okay, y'all know what's going on. You know what I mean? I got a lot of people tapping in with me behind the tribal aspect and a lot of different other aspects, but for sure the tribal element. It seems that the history of the so-called Black people here in North America that is documented is not known, is even very much suppressed by the American media. You feel me?
Yeah.
So a lot of people were very excited to find out that there was someone documenting these things, even putting images to them, teaching them, going all the way in, especially if these things connect to your own children, your own family, your own lineage. I know for me, even after writing the books, I still study them and they help me draw back my own bloodline or different bloodlines of different characters or people, historical figures that come up. Oh, they're connected to this way, that way. You know what I mean? So what I did was, everything for me is about teaching. It's not about my ego. It's not even about the money. So as I was teaching from the Blue Bible, like I said, the questions I got the most were about our people here in America.
Yeah.
The Bible does a good job explaining the connection as far as between the Americas, in Africa and in Europe and Asia, in the gangs and the symbolism, in the esoteric side, and even the history, because how we even mentioned the Chickasaw, Choctaw, Muskogee, Creek, Cherokee, so on. But you can't jam everything in one book. So it's like as I'm mentioning these things, people are having questions. Oh, well, tell me more about the Cherokee. Tell me more. So naturally, that developed this book, The Black Indian Wars.
Oh wow.
And I noticed you put Black and Indian, and that's very important because that's exactly what they did to us. You know what I mean? They separated to where we understand it as Black wars, Indian wars is something separate. It's something that went on differently. And that's why it's hard for us to understand that our story here in America starts covered up by them reclassifying, redrawing the so-called Indian.
Yeah.
Right? What is an Indian? Whether you look in Asia, who they called the Indians, or whether you look in the Americas, who they called the Indians, is the indigenous people.
Exactly.
Right? So as long as you go to a land, there's indigenous people there. If they're melanated or if they fit the phenotype of us, they're Black Indians. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. You know what I mean?
It's the proof of the pudding, because that's what Columbus called the people when he landed on Hispaniola, the West Indians. So yeah, that's just pretty simple.
Pretty simple, right? They didn't call themselves Indians, but we got to go with this long story that they give us, the tricknology, right?
Ooh.
So the point is, they can print up as many dollars as they want. What we really want back is our land, our culture, our knowledge of self, not just of history lessons, our knowledge of self, what trees we belong to, what I mean, what areas we belong in, what I mean, how to cultivate the earth, how to provide ourselves food, clothing, and shelter, not to be given food, clothing, shelter in the welfare state. Give us food, give us clothing, give us shelter. No, how to grow your own food, how to create your own clothing for yourself, and how to provide your own shelter. Exactly. This is what we need in these days and times, because this is what we lack in these days and times.
It's showing. It is showing.
And now that I'm in this space and I've been here long enough to have an opinion, I can say that a lot of people in the Black conscious space, even them, will use religion like a drug to escape those responsibilities.
Talk about it.
They may even say things like, well, why does all that matter? The devil's coming, or whoop-de-whoop's coming, or it's the ending anyway. No. The same brain power you're using to argue about your cult or religion all day is the same brain power the person up the street is using to grow a tree, or work a math problem to solve how to get some more money, or how to maintain a new invention that will help us self-sustain more. A lot of our sexual energy, hustle energy, focus, energy needs to go into how we're going to be able to learn to self-sustain ourselves and teach that to our children, because they're going to have to self-sustain. It looks like
Exactly. Nah,
what's going on in America right now. Now,
I respect that. Something more tangible, productive, something concrete, not a bunch of theology and theory.
now I wrote the Blue Bible because you do have to break out of that psychosis first and foremost. So that's why it's dealing with hip hop, gangs, religion. Those are all our religions. These are the things that got us stupefied, right? But even when you come out of that, it's now what? How did we get to this point, right? So now it's the Black Indian Wars. This is the documentation of what happened to us right here, right now, how we got to this point. But with all that being said, I'm not here to, plug the book all night and read the whole book. What we're going to do is we're going to actually visit something out of the book to show you how this thing works. So chapter 7 is called The Black Indian Wars. I can tap in with me. I'll leave the info with you.
Definitely.
Chapter 7 is called Black or Indian Identity. Right? And this is important because there's a woman who was called the richest Black girl in America, but because of the Indian identity, a lot of us kind of know, kind of don't know. She falls right into these cracks that we usually slip through with the Black or Indian identity. It's when our people were forced across the Trail of Tears to Oklahoma from Georgia. A lot of us don't remember this or even credit it, or some say, oh, yeah, I know about that, but don't look too deeply into it because they just kind of half believe it. And we don't understand that the reason why we have so many ancestors in the southeast area of North America is because not only do I break down the book, how it used to be an ancient Mayan site.
Really?
Yes. But also, when you're dealing with the Geechee and the Seminoles and those that fought back, these were the headquarters, not just because of the ancient Mayan and all of that did play a part into as far as morale and technology and language and science, but also because the Spanish and the French were down in those areas and they ran differently than the English, right? So you can go so these weren't ignorant men. They spoke French, they spoke Spanish, they spoke Creole, basically. You know what I mean? They understood how to use weapons, they understood how to work the geography. Yeah. So once we start to embrace that and understand that we traveled back and forth, we had technology, we understood different languages. These stories don't make sense because you still got this vision in your head from the movie of the yes, master, let me kiss your shoe. Count from 1 to
Hold on. I got
Bombo clock.
Yo, you wild for that one. Damn, I hate those movies, bro. I hate those.
Yeah. So go and put her on the screen now. Now we ready.
Yo. Oh man. That's what happens when somebody take control of your narrative, bro. Well, go ahead.
So this is the reparations we need right here. Now you see this sister where it got that look, right? That, that Indian, Aboriginal, tune, but she got locks. Now, you know what this image reminds me of? You know how when you see like the sisters in ancient Egypt on the hieroglyphics and they be having like hair, but they have like a feather in their head, like it's like an Indian / it's like an Indian type look, but they African, right? Just saying, man. Get your copy, Black Indian Wars. Now let's go. Can I move this? Okay,
you got control.
So Trail of Tears, right? Now, before I get into breaking it down and running my mouth, here's what's funny about this picture. Even with them trying to change the phenotype as much as they can, some things still get saved in the translation. So what was funny about this is if you look close enough, they're dressed like Moors. They got like turbans and thobes. And they try to make it like blankets and all that, but yeah.
I see.
So, and then I can show you like flags from this area at the time. It looked like the Turkish flag. So there was a presence of Moors and Islam amongst these Indians here in the Americas, right? Especially these black Indians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not me coming up with some new way to describe them. They called them black Indians, even in the paperwork. It's as the years have passed and they've went deeper into this black Negro identity thing where you don't come from nowhere or nothing. You just accept, I came from slave, that's it. I don't know what happened since then. How we figure it out. Yeah, we got further away from the truth. This is why when you talk to your grandmother and them, they say, oh yeah, I was Cherokee, all this and that. My grandma said we have Choctaw. You hear that more than you hear my mama. Because as the generations have passed, it's died down more and more. That's why this book is imperative, because it's a lot of pictures in here too. And we're dealing with wars. So we're dealing with actual names, dates, and you know what I mean, facts. So the Trail of Tears is how we went from this Mayan headquarters in Georgia to Oklahoma. This is important because this is how we got to Black Wall Street.
I see it. Migration. I got you. And what year was this, brother? If you could date it.
The Trail of Tears was the forced displacement and ethnic cleansing of about 60,000 Native Americans of the 5 civilized tribes, including their black slaves, between 1830 and 1850 by the United States government. This was leading up to the Civil War.
Okay, got you.
Because that war they was fighting was with us.
So before you go any further, Crip Jesus, I correct me if I'm wrong, enlighten me on this. So that was before the Civil War, right? Because I heard of like a few Moors back then. I can't remember their name, where they described the Confederate flag as part of their heritage. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, so you could look on South Carolina. Let me put it on the thing for you. So you could look at a flag. I want to show you though. You can look at flags of states that were Confederate, that were certain regimes that were under our control, where they got the crescent, moon, and star.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because at first, not knowing too much, I was like, really? They had to yeah, trust me. There are some indigenous, so-called indigenous tribes or blacks or Moors that had that Confederate flag, and as you mentioned, as part of their representation of their tribe. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was just all negative. So I'm glad.
Well, no, so this is when we have to get into the science of the politics and not the race. So we're taught to think Confederate automatically goes to whites that want slaves, but it wasn't about that. So Confederate went to whites who wanted to be independent.
Yeah,
they were already bringing in slaves illegally because slavery had already been outlawed as far as shipping people in since 1808, I believe. So they were already illegally doing it. So this was about the government saying, "Nah, we're not accepting that no more. If you don't get down what we saying," you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I got you. Don't forget to tap that screen, people. Like this live, and he's dropped some good information. Don't be stingy. Share it.
No, I'm trying to show you
the numbers.
These flags, man. I got a thing with them and all that. It's the flag of Turkey. No, okay, flag of Turkey.
But you may continue, God. I didn't want to throw you off course. I just wanted to ask that question.
No, I do want to show though, because I already found one.
All right, cool.
But
I never heard that Trail of Tears stuff. So all this is some of this information.
That's what I said. So I don't mind. I mean, I don't want to throw it off neither, but I don't mind. I don't know. I'll get it another time, but I'll just show you this though. In the meantime, here go this crescent right here on South Carolina. Right now, this is going back to like 1770 when they had when they had just a crescent, moon, and star, bro. Like,
one,
it's not up there.
This one, yeah.
That's the watered down version. That's like later on they tried to clean it up and just put the palm tree in the crescent.
Okay.
I can show you the ones from back then where they had the crescent, moon, and stars. Because you know what was going on though during that time that would make that make sense.
Yeah.
It was a world war going on. It's called the Barbary Wars. So leading up to that time, America and different kingdoms out of Europe that were pushing the whole white nationalist concept were already going back and forth with the Moorish states. They called the Berber states in North Africa during that time, during the 1800s.
Got you.
So it's no coincidence that it coincides with the French and Indian Wars, which would be the Creoles in the U.S.
Yeah.
More Berbers. Lead all the different wars that led up to the Civil War, all the different Gullah wars. You know what I mean? All those things were going on at that time. The War of 1812, which was lasted about 10, 20 years, something like that. So, yeah. Now, this is showing you about these 5 nations. So it said the Trail of Tears was the 5 civilized nations getting pushed from Georgia to Oklahoma. Now, people say, yeah, I mean, they weren't us. They had slaves. No. They used to buy slaves to get them off the plantation. Some had slaves, but it wasn't like that. Like, especially the Seminoles, they didn't enslave nobody. They would buy you to free you.
Got you. Oh, wow. Beautiful land.
This is all documented. Them were getting out the land allotments. They're migrating. This is the commission to the 5 civilized tribes.
Oh, wow. Muskogee land off. Okay.
Now, did the U.S. pay reparations to Native Americans? Yes. The commission, which was active until 1978, paid out $1.3 billion, according to the New York Times, which amounted to about $1,000 for each tribal member. In 1980, the Supreme Court ordered the United States to pay the Sioux Nation over $105 million for their illegal government seizure of its land. So the point of me showing this is to show you that things have been going on right under our nose the whole time. Right? And it's important not just to go straight to, oh, I knew it. It's to study yourself. So I started this journey the same way as always, Afrocentric, more 5%, all of that. I had students. I was ready to change my name. I went to my grandfather. He told me, oh, no, our name's not a slave name. Now let's go to the Blue Bible, page 83. So my family name is not a slave name. It is a French name passed down to us from the Geechee. All my life, I was told our French name was Creole. But my grandfather explained to me that his mother was Creole, not his father. Right? His story says the Gullah Geechee are descendants of African slaves. My story says my great-grandfather was a child of Gaul. This is the name of the original people of West Europe. The people of Gaul are children of the Egyptian princess Merit Aten, daughter of Pharaoh Akhenaten. After the fall of Tutankhamun, her family sailed to Portugal. The name Portugal means port of Gaul or port of the Gala. We are descendants of the Oromo people known as the Gala in East Africa. We named the peninsula Iberia after our greatest grandfather, Iber. In the Bible, his name is spelled Eber, from which the term Arab was derived. In the Quran, he is referred to as Prophet Hud. From Portugal, we migrated north through France to Ireland and Scotland, where our culture is called Gaul, Gaelic, and Gallic, etc. Queen Elizabeth was not Gaelic. She was German. Her true name was Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. So even those Europeans we see over there, if you say, well, I see them right there. They know who they are. You don't know who they are. Get your copy of the Bible. I'm going to show you. Right? The Rivers family is the La Rivieres of Normandy. We are Norman. In the far north, our pirates were called Vikings. After the Norman conquest, notice the Vikings got the horns, the braids, the dreads. After the Norman conquest of 1066, our names entered Britain in the English culture. The word Geechee is short for Ogeechee River in Georgia. That is where we settled in North America. We joined the Mississippian civilization that built cities called chieftains and pyramids called mounds in North America. So this is documented, this is studied. But here's the point. What did they come and do? They came and married into that. We didn't adopt their names, they adopted our names. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep. Sound like paper genocide took place.
Mulatto, half black, half white. Because we're taught racism, we're taught to erase. What about the half white? You just assume that you was the boo-boo side, and you was the side that got the name, and you was the side that got raped and all that. That who said, Grip, mulatto and Native American, quadroon, half black, half white,
black, yeah.
quarter black, 3/4 white, yellow, almost white. Octoroon, 1/8 black and rest white. Sambo, mulatto and black. Mestiz, white and quadroon or octoroon. Creole, French or Spanish,
Born in Louisiana.
born in Louisiana. Okay, but guess what? Guess what? They didn't even have no blood tests back then. So how was they deciding all of this?
Exactly. That's why I want to say the science. It's a lot of lies were told, man. That's what I said. It's paper genocide, man. Somebody just telling your narrative, telling your story without you knowing, right under your noses.
Come on, man.
It's crazy, man.
So, go to page 102. It says 85% of the people labeled Negro. This is the Blue Bible. 85% of the people labeled Negro by the United States had land, property, and birthrights when the English arrived. Only 10% of our ancestors were African slaves. As a whole, we are collectively Creole. All of this has been lost to the racist practice of eugenics. First people labeled white married into the nations of North America and enslaved their own children. How do we know? Look at the list. Look at, this was so funny. So when you see a mulatto and they half black and half white, they not the white person's kid? Exactly. They're not enslaving their own kid?
Exactly, they are.
But we're taught such races like, no, that's not their kid. They're dark skinned now. They're not. They're your kid now.
Bro. Bro.
Only 10% of our ancestors were African slaves. As a whole, collectively Creole, all of this has been lost to race practice eugenics. The first people labeled white married to the nations of North America and enslaved their own children. The plantations they built were sex farms, breeding grounds, where they used eugenics to create slaves. This was their way of civilizing people.
Yep. The buck breaking and all that. Yep.
So after all of that we seem to memorize so good, Egypt thousands of years ago, buck breaking 400 years ago, why we don't remember yesterday? Because Sarah Rector was born in 1902. She's living proof of our legacy and heritage. She was a Creek Indian recognized by the United States of America and awarded handsomely.
Wow.
Sarah Rector,
never heard of her.
1902, near the all-black town of Taft, located in the eastern portion of Oklahoma in what was then Indian Territory. She had 5 siblings. Rector's parents, Rose McQueen, and her husband, Joseph Rector, both born 1881, were the black grandchildren of Creek Indians before the Civil War and were descendants of the Muskogee Creek Nation after the Treaty of 1866. As such, they and their descendants were listed as freedmen on the Dawes Rolls, by which they were entitled to land allotments under the Treaty of 1866 made by the United States with the 5 civilized tribes.
Wow.
We're taught in our, not even just the schools, we're even taught this by our own master teachers that, you know what I mean? Like, this don't exist, right? Because even because think about it, like the way we're taught about this blanket racism and slavery, how could the way we're taught, the government was just been saying, we don't care, ain't no nigger getting no money. That's the narrative they want us to believe. And what I'm trying to tell you is, let's go into page.
Hold on, Crip. I believe that is the 11-year-old millionaire.
It is her, yes, sir. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's her. That's her for sure. So look.
Salute to AB.
Okay, so look. I said, it appears the name Prince Hall is used to hide the true history of, this is page 59 of the Blue Bible. It appears the name Prince Hall is used to hide the true history of Freemasonry. While Benjamin Banneker led the Freemasons of North America, a Nigerian named Angelo Solomon had become the father of Masonic thought in Europe. According to his story, these men were slaves all born during slavery time. That's the point of me pointing her out. She can't exist, right? Because we're supposed to be slaves during that time, or, you know, highly oppressed in 1902. Wasn't no 11-year-old black millionaire Indian. The hell out of here. According to his story, these men were slaves born during slavery time. According to my story, there has never been a slavery time. There was never a period in time when all black people were slaves or subject to the rule of all white people. That is a fantasy of the secret society known as the KKK.
Talk about it.
Remember, that was one of the first big movies in this nation, Birth of a Nation.
Yep.
So they've been on this racist propaganda thing since the beginning of Hollywood. That's their whole niche.
That's a fact, brother. I remember that the black and white film. Yes, Birth of a
Yeah, so
Nation.
it ain't no exaggeration when I say they go out their way to make these Indian and cowboy movies. They go out their way to erase this from our head or rewrite it in our heads, since they can't erase this in our DNA. Black Creek site. This property is listed on the New Jersey and National Registers of Historic Places.
New Jersey.
Okay. New Jersey. Yeah. Because from Jersey, all you gotta do is go south and you can end up in Georgia, right? Virginia, all of that, right? And then from there, when you get pushed west, you can end up in Oklahoma. Now, I said the Creeks are part of the 17 million taught in the 5% nation. Because remember, it says, what is the population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America all over the planet Earth? It says the population of the original nation in wilderness of North America is 17 million. With the 2 million Indians, makes it 19 million. All over the planet Earth is 4,400,000,000. 400,000,000. Check this out. The 2 million that Elijah Muhammad taught about, he didn't leave us in mystery. If you go to the understanding degree, 1 through 14, he says Christopher Columbus found here the Indians. They were exiled from India 16,000 years ago, right? That's the originals that came through Siberia in the Bering Strait.
Yep.
Right. I think those are called Plainfield Indians. But there's still knowledge of the melanated, dark, original people who were here already, incited and negotiated with and warred against and all that. And they're part of the 17 million who include people not only just from here, but from all over the world, because they're the original people, the tribe of Shabazz in all 4 corners of the earth.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Sarah's father, Joseph, was the son of John Rector, a Creek freedman. They got a bloodline. John Rector's father, Benjamin McQueen, was enslaved by Riley Grayson, who was a Creek Indian. Now, you know why people can't understand what that's saying? Because they hear slave, slave. It's this damn word, man. That word is really a race of a people, the Slavics. But we get that copy of the Black Indian War, Blue Bible, break that down. So the point is, these people who supposedly enslaved them actually got them out of slavery. Yeah, when they would go down to Florida to get free with the Seminoles, they'll cash out for them. Okay, you're with me now.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So even if a whitey dude come and try to, put a pressure down on you, I must know he mine. And we did this with each other a lot of times. Even when you had those of us that were free, they'd go back and buy their family members. So Sarah's father, Joseph, was the son of John Rector, a Creek freedman. So he was born free. John Rector's father, though, Benjamin McQueen, was enslaved by Riley Grayson, who was a Creek Indian. You know how I know what really went down there? Because that last name, McQueen, is very famous. Now let's go to the Black Indian Wars.
Talk about it. This is opening my eyes to many things down in Florida. Seminole. I heard about the wars and Seminole wars down in Florida and everything. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, prisoners of wars, exactly.
Page 26 of the Blue Bible. Have you ever heard of a dude named Tecumseh?
Nah.
Okay, so he's like the biggest op. Like he was like the big general of the Indians because he went beyond just leading against the white man with his tribe. He tried to lead a pan-Indian movement across the whole Americas to stop them from spreading to the west too far. He's the one the British was working with. Remember, the British tried to stop the U.S. from spreading too far west. That's how they got into it. Because the British was ran by us too. It was a Moorish agreement to not let them come beyond them 13 colonies. We let them have that because we put them there. They was our servants. But when they decided to try to push far past that, and we knew it, that's what the French and Indian War of 1812 was about. So let's go back. Page 24. It says, after 60 years of fighting for control of the Great Lakes, the chief and his brother, Prophet Tenskwatawa, created a pan-Indian confederacy from north to south to prevent the U.S. from expanding. They taught their followers to reject all that whites had introduced to America, from their liquor to their flour bread and their Christianity. They would even burn down their own houses. That's how they would know if the other Creeks was with them or not. They'd be like, man, you got to burn down your house. You can't live like them no more. You can't wear pants, dressing like them no more, or nothing. Don't eat no flour bread. They were serious.
Oh, wow.
So even though his brother Tinsquatawa was the visionary, Tecumseh was the face and the recruiter and all that. So check this out, page 26. Tecumseh visited the South to campaign and gained many followers amongst the Creeks. Both Peter McQueen and Josiah Francis were initiated into prophethood, becoming leaders of the Red Stick Creeks. The traditional Creeks continued to practice the ways of the whites, Christianity, slavery, etc., until a civil war broke out. The Creeks and their U.S. allies were murdered by the Red Sticks in the battles of Burnt Corn and Fort Mims. This infuriated General Andrew Jackson. He gathered all of his followers and his soldiers and Indian allies for revenge at the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. On August 9, 1814, he forced the Red Sticks to sign the Treaty of Fort Jackson and migrate south into Florida.
Wow. Wow.
What was the point of me reading that about Peter McQueen? So Peter McQueen was the leader of the Red Sticks. They was the ones that was burning down the houses, saying we're not practicing Christianity, we're not even dressing like y'all no more.
Yeah, he's rebelling.
Right? So what I'm saying is they were considered illegal by the country, so they had to be owned by somebody.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So when they go to the Seminoles, they like, okay, yeah. Roddy will take you. You feel what I'm saying? But they wasn't living like shut up, bow down, watch. No, what it was a legal thing. So then, he married a woman named Molly, so she became Molly McQueen. She was Muskogee, and she was with A Creek anyway. She was with this. She was with the actual chief. So these were elite. You know what I mean? Opathlaleahola.
Okay.
Yeah, who fought in the Seminole Wars and split with the tribe, moving his followers to Kansas. Sarah Rector was allotted 159.14 acres. This was a mandatory step in the process of integration of the Indian Territory with Oklahoma Territory to form what is now the state of Oklahoma. And now you see why they burned down Black Wall Street.
Okay, so with that being said, right, with the government allowing or awarding these people these acres of land and finances, did that create like that somehow became a diversion that created some that became a diversion amongst the blacks and Indians, right? That created wars amongst them, some tension, right?
Well, at this point, the blacks and the Indians are the same people still.
I mean, still it's the same people, but I mean, like,
no, I'm saying
aesthetically,
the division is that new. At this point in time, there were light-skinned groups, there were dark-skinned groups. You know what I mean? But when the dark-skinned groups got pushed all the way out, is this era. You know what I mean? In the 1800s, during the Civil Wars and all that, when the racial thing became a big divide.
I'm glad you clarified that, because I was like, aesthetically, like, we know the same people, but later on, like, according to the public perception, probably see like, you know what, this group is getting.
Well, no, this is how sick it is. This is when this is even when the movie started.
Okay.
They even started bringing people out here to claim, like you know, these races sometimes are LLCs. So it's be like, you know, we'll send you out here. You say that you're this. You recruit people. You even get as many people as you can to join with you. She even get a couple blacks effort. But we're using this to stop them from ever claiming what they really are, the owners of the land.
I got it. Wow, that's
crazy.
Oh, that's wild what they did, bro.
So notice Muskogee Indian Territory. So can you make me big on the screen real quick? I want them to see me say this part.
All right, got you right there. God. Boom. Here we go.
Get your copy.
Black Indian Wars. I'm gonna get me a copy.
Okay, page 54. What tribe was Sarah Rector? Since we were just looking at. She was of the Creek Muskogee freedmen born in Oklahoma. The Creeks were one of the first civilized tribes to adapt chattel slavery. Their nation had a large population of the so-called Negroes during the Trail of Tears when they were forced from other parts of the lands to Indian Territory from 1830 to 1870. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed 1863. but slavery continued until the Freedman Bureau was created on March 3rd, 1865.
Oh wow.
So everything matches us with the times and dates of these Indians. Why is her story important? So-called black people in America are taught to believe that the history of slavery means they have no land, property, or wealth to inherit or search for within their own community. The reality is the freedmen became some of the wealthiest people in American history after being given back any land. From 1866 to 1920, over 50 all-black towns were created in Oklahoma. Oil discovered on Sarah's land and others became headline news. While she was the world's richest negress at 11 years old, other Negro children in Indian Territory were being murdered and stolen from. Due to the racist laws of the times, the Rector family was assigned a white guardian to manage Sarah's money.
Damn, bro. Damn, man. Distraction. That's like that's COINTELPRO before COINTELPRO even existed, right there, bro. Oh, God. You want me to enlarge this right here?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
So the Creek land sessions, you see right here. That's the land they gave up during the wars with Andrew Jackson.
1723. Wow.
So let me keep going.
Propaganda, bro. Yo, how many years did it take you to do this research for this book, bro? Because you got like a lot of in-depth information.
It's like all my life. This is dealing with this. Put it like this. As far as organizing it like this, started when I found out I was Gullah Geechee. So with it being me, it's like a whole different passion. So I would say that's about 5 years ago. But I had a lot of information before I found that out, though, too. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So page 56. How did the freedmen lose their land in Oklahoma? During the Civil War, the Indian Territory was divided between those who joined Albert Pike's confederacies and those who defended the Union. During the Civil War, they started dividing between those who wanted to roll with the Union and those who wanted to roll with the Confederacy.
It's crazy.
So, Chief Opotele Yahola led the resistance to the Confederacies in the Trail of Blood on Ice. His followers died en route to Kansas. The survivors joined the 1st Indian Home Guard. It was due to these Union Indians that they were able to retain any of their lands after the war. In 1892, the Union created the Dawes Rolls, a census of who they recognized as Indian and eligible for land allotments. Eventually, the Indians formed their own government called the State of Sequoia in 1905. They sent delegates to Congress for statehood but were denied. Instead, the Oklahoma Enabling Act was used to make their land the 47th state. In 1920, Sarah Rector was finally emancipated from her white guardian and escaped to Kansas City. Her hometown, Taft, was 50 miles from Tulsa, Black Wall Street. A year after, she left, white mobs bombed the city in the Tulsa massacre. The scattered members of the tribes not recorded on the Dawes Rolls found asylum in the freedmen towns all throughout the Americas. They became famous for their rodeos and cowboys.
Wow. It's powerful right there, bro. That is...
So
damn. We got this right here. One brother said money cryptocurrency 1024. Peace. Another thing, brothers. Elijah was right about the place he discovered for white was North America. The Caribbean is not Central America. The continent is North America. Turtle Island.
Elijah was right about the place he discovered for white was North America.
Yeah.
But removal of the Creeks. When Congress passed the Indian Removal Bill in 1830, it sent a message to the commercial interests in the country that one of the most cherished doctrines of the American Revolution, that all men are created equal, was no longer applicable to the native people of the U.S. The way was cleared for Western expansion of the nation. Thereafter, Indian removal, including the Creeks and thousands of other Southern Indians, was only a matter of time. By 1840, the loan process largely had began completed, allowing cotton and slavery to become increasingly fixed on the Creek's ancestral homeland. Removal of the Creeks.
That's crazy.
The Creek Trail of Tears. The bravery of the enslaved blacks who led the massive 1842 slave revolt in the Cherokee Nation. They began their revolt by locking their Cherokee owners in their homes while they slept. They then stole their guns, horses, food, and ammunition and escaped toward Mexico. As the group, which included men, women, and children, made their way southwest from the Cherokee Nation, they were joined by 10 escaped slaves from plantations in the Creek Nation. The fugitives, now numbering about 35, would fight off and kill some slave hunters in the Choctaw Nation while continuing their journey to Mexico.
That's crazy, man. Oh, man.
Yeah. Say it again, God.
So that's wild. Like, you know, reading this and hearing it, it's like I'm only imagining what people have gone through back then. Like, it's crazy. Like, constant war.
So let's get into the American Revolution. So, you know, dudes say this country and the white man. I get it. There's nothing wrong with, you know, studying or introducing a topic like that to a youngin. But at some point, you can call a dude bluff when they just keep using color coding after a while. Because you gotta get into names and dates after a while, right? You gotta know who did what. So when the US broke away from the British, you know, the first dude they killed, he was a brother.
Oh.
The first British dude that got attacked. Defending the soldiers in the subsequent trial, John Adams painted addicts and the rest of those killed as aggressors to justify the killing. He played the jury's prejudices about race and class, describing those in the crowd as a motley rabble of saucy boys, Negroes, and mulattoes, Irish teagues, and outlandish jacktars.
Yeah, yo, I believe I heard about addicts before. Wasn't he depicted in the painting next to Washington with a fez on his head or a turban, something like that?
I don't know if that was him or not, because I don't know if they're contemporary like that. But
all right,
here we go, right here.
Let me see. I may have to remove one and put one up. Give me a second. Boom. Okay.
See it?
Yeah, I see it.
That's the American Revolution kicking off. See, really, with us being, if you look at it from a Moorish perspective, with us being British and them being in servant status at that time, they were rebelling. Feel me? That's why it was a revolution.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I teach in the Blue Bible that the American Revolution and the French Revolution were both orchestrated to challenge the Moorish rulers.
Definitely.
You feel what I'm saying? Because for the French, they had the Louis families. Yeah, so hold on.
Yeah.
Crispus Attucks was an American whaler, sailor, and stevedore of African and Native American descent, who was traditionally regarded as the first person killed in the Boston Massacre, and as a result, the first American killed in the American Revolution.
A country built in the blood of our people, more than just slavery. It's everything. People bled for this land. Got you. That's crazy, man.
Deep.
Very deep.
With Crispus Attucks, it just proves more of the identity crisis, right? But let me get back to this.
Oh, okay.
So, in 1892, the Union created the Dawes Rolls, a census of who they recognized as Indian and eligible for land allotments. Eventually, the Indians formed their own government called the State of Sequoia in 1905. They sent delegates to Congress for statehood, but were denied. Instead, the Oklahoma Enabling Act was used to make the 47th state.
Mm.
You don't never hear about none of this.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just like,
even
wow.
with the religious dudes, that's I know all of that, and we don't need to. You don't hear about that. And this is not hidden information. This is just more of like how travel to with the Blue Bible. Like this is more of like kind of like the untampered with. The it don't feed into the narrative of getting your money. But the thing is, Oklahoma, I hear, is still a bunch of empty towns that we left empty, and no one's returned. You get what I'm saying? Because after the Trail of Tears, it's all like receipts. After the Trail of Tears, a lot of us relocated over there. From there, a lot of us went to Mexico as well. That's where they got the
yeah, I heard about the black tribe over there.
Los Nacimientos were there.
Got you. Yeah, that's powerful right there. And I noticed that in the West too. There are a lot of mixtures of Mexicans and so-called blacks together as well.
Oh,
Am I correct on that? Like the Snoop Dogg looking cats.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Mm-hmm. So that goes with the Louisiana Creole look up and down the Mississippi River. Mm-hmm. A lot of those are like original Americans, the Mississippian civilization up and down the Mississippi River. Because look, even though I pop all this, and I might have some of that blood in me further down, but my name and all that, it comes from Louisiana. It don't come from the West. Mm. I mean, my name and Geechee, they come from Louisiana. You know what I mean? So they're leading back to the Carolinas and all that. You know what I mean? Everybody got two parents, so maybe my mama's side, I guess, but it's a lot of us over here that know what we go back to in the South. We just don't know the science of what is really down there in these names to understand it. Okay, for example, I just met a sister not too long ago talking about, I'm French and whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, what you mean? With your daddy French or your mama French? She's like, no, I looked myself up. So she's talking about French in her blood. I'm telling her, sister, you don't know about Creole? Yeah. More likely you probably got some Creole in you more than just you actually being from the place of France. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that that's far-fetched. Like I said, my name's for France.
Oh, you probably a cousin of mine. Hey, I'm from Haiti.
You know what I'm saying? We'll put that on the screen.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope right there.
Now tell me what you see, man. This is before I tell you what it is, tell me what you see.
It's like a bunch of Frenchmen, or Englishmen, red coats, and the guy like he has is that a dog with him or something? Let me enlarge that. No. All right, it's just like
that's probably like his legs or something. It just look in the drawing.
Like a black.
Yeah, one side looks black.
Yeah.
The other side looks white and dressed up. Right?
Yeah.
That's a painting from the French and Indian Wars.
That's what I figured, man. It looked like 1804 out in Haiti right now, the way it looks.
And then when you look at the cover of my book, The Black Indian Wars, you see they black as day, and they even got the red flag. Matter of fact, we should come back to another one.
Yeah, we definitely will.
This Black Indian Wars, bro, but they come back with the I got the Yamasee War with the red flag. So in this one, this being the first one, because we were trying to figure out how we get here. So I dealt more with the defeat, the Trail of Tears. You know what I'm saying?
No, we gotta have a part two. Definitely.
It matches geographically and it matches the years and all of that. So it's no coincidence that right after the Trail of Tears, we end up in Oklahoma with Black Wall Street and Sarah Rector. And oh, my bad. Let me keep going. So we want to know what happened, right?
Definitely.
So
we gotta come back. So
okay, hold on. The reality is the freedmen became some of the wealthiest people in American history after being given back any land. From 1866 to 1920, over 50 all-black towns were created in Oklahoma. Oil discovered on Sarah's land and others became headline news while she was the world's richest negress at 11 years old. Other Negro children in Indian Territory were being murdered and stolen from. Due to the racist laws of the time, the Rector family was assigned a white guardian to manage Sarah's money. Right?
Yeah.
This is the end of the road. Think about it. We're taught history backwards. We're taught to believe that we came from nothing, slaves doing nothing, and Obama's the highest we go. I'm here to tell y'all something. This book this speech, this all cool. This is all just a medium for me to reach y'all. What I am is living proof that that's a lie. I'm Gullah Geechee, so that means that it had to be a bunch of wars and shit for me to even exist. They consider my tribe extinct because we was you know what I mean, burning plantations down, chipping the owners and all of that for the whole time before the country even started back in 1734 when the British first got here. So I'm living proof of sophistication, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, weaponry, and no backing down and bravery the whole time. You feel me? So the whole point of this episode was just to break down, you know what I mean? There is a time frame here. It's not just about looking at pictures saying they look dark or my grandma said she's Indian. There's a time frame here. There's no coincidence why all these people are in Oklahoma being attacked and being the richest in the country right after the Trail of Tears.
That makes sense. I'm glad you dated that for us. You elaborate on that with some clarity because now I'm putting the pieces together in my mind, yo. Yo, Crip Jesus, you're doing a great job out there with this book, man. Don't forget, man, people, to go out there and get the Blue Bible.
Make the screen big.
I got you.
Everybody know about the Blue Bible, but tap in. It's the Black Indian Wars. I want to read this part. This is the answer right here. So in 1920, because now we put a year on it. Now we in 1920. It's around the time when Noble Drew Lee and them other side, right? It's hard for us to envision that. So yeah, at the same Marcus Garvey, all this was going on during that time. That's why you gotta be careful with narratives because the way that they do, we ain't got nothing. Yeah, but it's more than that going on, right? 1920, Sarah Rector was finally emancipated from her white guardian and escaped to Kansas City. Her hometown, Taft, was 50 miles, only 50 miles where she grew up, from Tulsa, Black Wall Street. A year after she left, white mobs bombed the city in the Tulsa massacre. The scattered members of the tribes not recorded on the Dawes Rolls found asylum in freedman towns all throughout the Americas. They became famous for their rodeos and cowboys. So after the Tulsa massacre, that was just one piece of it. The white mobs came and started destroying our land in Oklahoma. We were centered there. That's how we ended up in all these different freedmen towns. When we were in those freedmen towns, that was like the so-called gang type area. Like, you know, it's hard to believe, but even LA was one of them where it was like highly densely populated Black areas. The era we're living in now is where they broke that up. Now it's highly densely populated Black chat rooms.
Got you, bro.
Back together.
Yo, Crip Jesus, brother. Profound, man. Very, very detailed information. Very profound information. Things I didn't know, like things they don't teach in history, like in schools. Like, you know, that's what I was saying. It's paper genocides, paper terrorism, and you know the Blue Bible. Because I'm still reading it too. I got quite a few books I'm going through. The Blue Bible itself, it opens up that door for you because you start, you know, it makes you want to dig further. And now with the second book that you got, the Black Indian Wars. I'll say like this. The Blue Bible is the Blue Bible, and that Black Indian War book is the Blue Apocrypha. I'll put it like that.
No, for sure, because I think that's exactly right. Because the Blue Bible is dealing with like what we already know, like you said. So it's the Bible. It's like okay, oh Crib blood, okay, Africa, Egypt, okay, oh wow, okay, you know, maybe a different perspective or whatever. But this is what doesn't get talked about. This is where it's like, I heard a Creek. I think I heard a Creek of Cherokee. You know what I mean? This is where it's like, damn, I ain't, you know what I mean? Because, and like I said, for me, this is a book I'm very proud of, but this is not a book I wrote that have anything to do with being smart. This is a book that has to do with my grandpa telling me something before he died that opened the door that just ain't shut yet. Like it just keeps going and going. And as long as I keep it down to earth, the moment I get into the Hopi tribe floating with the aliens and all that, then it goes all over the place. Which they got a lot of that too, though. The Western Hemisphere got a lot of mythology and a lot of deep. It goes deep. But as far as the wars, because they're so on point and they're so yesterday, it's scary. You get to hear these numbers, 1902 and 18. You're like, hold the nigga, got the offer here, 1550.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know
it was that forever.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that close. Like that's crazy. Before we check up out of here, right? We got this brother would like to ask this question. He said, "Peace, King. Did you ever hear about the Goose Creek men?
Goose Creek men?
Yeah.
I ain't up on that, but I'm reading something right now though. The Goose Creek men were a powerful faction of English Barbadian planters who settled near Goose Creek, South Carolina in the 1670s, becoming influential leaders in the country. Oh, hold on. Shout out to him. Yeah, I'm about to get on this right now.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot we gotta learn about, because we hear a little bit about the Seneca Village, other little villages like in New York with what's known as Central Park and other stuff like that about our people. Parts of like North upstate New York going to Canada. You hear about those tribes up there, and some are federally recognized, some are not. And I'm like, yo, why don't they really push this information out there? All they just keep doing is showing that one.
Because it makes you more found. If you tell me I'm Creek, I can go talk to the Creek now. I don't gotta just come to you.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly, definitely. With people, listen, go back, watch this video again, go out there, purchase that Blue Bible from Crip Jesus, purchase that Black Indian War book from Crip Jesus. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And we're gonna have we gotta have a part 2 about this. We gotta go deeper into this.
I'm gonna give you my website, my number. You just put it in the description. They can tap directly in. It's all good. Like,
definitely, I'm trying to find out.
I tell people, this ain't even about just like if you like it or not. This is about our baby and our families having this information. They're gonna scrub this information off the digital internet, and they're gonna exist no more because we're not making books.
Exactly. Trying to find a way to get that up there for you. Hold on.
Well, I mean, even if you got to do it after, I'm just sending you the info, and it's all good.
Yeah, definitely, we'll do that, man. We're gonna post it up on our page. People, go out there, get the Blue Bible, get the Black Indian War book from Crip Jesus. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Check out the super chats. Check out the website. Keep supporting us. We appreciate all y'all that tuned in tonight. We appreciate Crip Jesus for coming on and giving us a powerful presentation and a lot of information. And with that being said, my people,
this information is not for us to just argue about being Indian. It's to return us back, to make us realize we don't got to travel to the middle of nowhere or get lost in the sauce to travel back in time. Right here in the Americas, there's so much empty land waiting for us to cultivate and get back in tune with the earth. Peace, y'all. This for our grandbabies, because they are not going to teach this. We was just saying yesterday, my grandma Cherokee, we didn't forgot that shit already.
Yeah. Because I see, I do, your brother. I see it online. A lot of people, it's like, I don't know, they trying to weaponize DNA or culture of who's native and who's black and this and that. I'm like, yo, y'all need to get out of that box and do your research.
No, but look, that's what I break down in here too. I got a chapter on that where it says African or Mayan. You know what I'm saying? I talk about the different ships that went back and forth and how even when you bring Islam into it, with the Arabs, we always talk about how the Africans inherited Islam. What did the Arabs inherit in Africa when they came and turned the Berber area out? They inherited the maritime culture of the Carthaginians. Yes, that maritime culture of ships going back and forth across the Atlantic and all of that had been going on long before they had Islam over there. That's how the Arabs got exposed to it. That's how you get into. I ain't gonna give y'all too much. Get the book, but Al Sharif Al Idrizi had maps and all of that. But that's the good thing in this book. I got the name of the maps. I got the name of the trees. I got the name of the location. This ain't no, what I think or feel. This ain't that.
Right, definitely, God. With that being said, we out. NYP. Peace.
Peace.
We out.